Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, that's one of the theme songs for Legos, right? Hey, good morning. It's not about 9:20, so it's still morning time. It's not 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, but it is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, just not at 5 a.m. because it's Sunday and slipped in a little bit. But everybody's awesome. Everything's awesome, right? And that like theme song for one of the Lego movies. And what I wanted to talk about today, and this is the 5am Mester Scrum Show, and I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And this is our 328th episode of the 5am Mester Scrum Show. And wanted to just talk about is another short topic. I was reading my Fixing Your Scrum book by Ryan Ripley and Todd Miller, right? Just checking it out and just reminding me some stuff. It's good reading, some good topics in there, stuff that they've seen, and I would agree on pretty much most of it, if not all of it. And one of the things that came up on page 54, and it reminds me of a conversation. And what we talk about here is Agile and Scrum in a practical and tackle way. Sorry if I showed Legos or like, oh, you're going to talk about Legos. No, maybe one day. Eddie wants to do a show of his own. We haven't figured out what the topic's going to be. Something with ninjas and trains is Eddie's thing. We'll see. So everything is awesome. Why did I say that? Because on that page, as they talk about everything is priority number one, right? Which is something where I've seen many times where I come into an organization, and no matter what organization, it doesn't matter whether it be waterfall or Scrum or Agile or whatever. Everybody comes in, well, I want everything now. Well, the law of supply and demand, we don't have enough supply to give you everything you want now. It ain't going to happen. We don't have enough funding. We don't have a bottomless pit. And nor it probably wouldn't be manageable and doable because everybody would be tripping over each other, right? So what do we talk about? Everything's priority number one. One of the biggest problems with organizations when they haven't had anything for, we're going to talk about two things. One, what happens when you get an organization who hasn't had good delivery in a while, and then that's going to lead us into everything's priority one or top priority. So what I find out in organizations is that their IT or departments or project managers or PMO office, and there's plenty of data out there, how many projects fail, right, that don't succeed, and they don't get what they want. So what happens is the customer's backlog just grows and grows and grows, right? So if I were to draw, like, when you first start off, new company, new ideas, nothing there, but you have all these ideas, right? And they're all piling up on the idea list, and they get bigger and bigger, right? So the customer has all these ideas, right? So all these ideas they want to do. Problem with the sprint can only handle maybe 2 or maybe 3. So how are we getting all these ideas into this little thing called a little sprint? Of course the customer's going to say that it wants to be number one. Of course everything here is priority one because they've been waiting for years, maybe at least a couple of months, but at least maybe sometimes a lot of cases years. I've seen backlogs that are 2 years old with ideas that they want to get this stuff done. So all this stuff is priority one. One of the biggest jobs of Scrum Masters and Agile coaches is help teams figure out what the priority is. Well, maybe not priority, but the order which you want to get work done. Because when I come into an organization, I see this. Everything is priority one. Everything on that backlog is priority one. But just to make it okay, we'll make this a 2 and this one a 3. Look, I prioritized everything. I got a 2 and a 3 at the list, right? This is what happens when you come into the organization. And you go, what the heck is this? Well, these are all important. They have to be done. I gave you a 2 and a 3. There's only 2. So that I did my job. No, you didn't do your job. What we have to help them do is to work on this, right? So what happens, like I said, when I come to an organization, because stuff wasn't getting done, this thing just grew and grew and grew. So there's this giant backlog of stuff that they want to get worked on. So everything is important, right? So we need as Scrum Masters and everything to work on getting this down. So the big problem with this is that I would have stuff like, what do you think you want to do first? Just pick one. I mean, it really comes down to pick one, right? Okay, then what's number two? Which one's in the... So we can say, okay, pick one. Okay, let's say I want to do this one. This will be number one. So I want to pick that one, and I'll make that number one. Okay, what would you like to do next? What makes sense? What from a business standpoint, not necessarily from an infrastructure. There's some infrastructure stuff, but really a business standpoint, what do you want to do? What's the second one? Because you know who handles infrastructure? The tech team. Business, don't worry about what needs to be put in when by the tech world. Little conversation, they'll slide something in here and there. But okay, let's say we want this as number two, then that becomes number two. We have to go sit there and work with them. Okay, which one do you want to do next? Maybe they'll say this is three, and then so on. But now you have to order them. It's not a priority anymore. Where everything was priority one, now it's an order. Maybe this one's priority. Maybe this one's number four now, right? And so on and so forth. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we gotta order what we want to do. They may be all high priority, but this is the order from which we want to work the work, because that gives clarity to the teams on what to do next. So many times I've been in the group. Bonjour. Hey, how are you? Marie Fresky? Anyway, bonjour. Good day. So just think about it. When you come in a new group, don't get all frustrated. Don't get upset when they all come and say everything's priority one. The reason why everything's priority one is they built this giant backlog of work that wasn't getting done before you started Agile and Scrum. So you have a lot of stuff working against you. So what you got to do is say, just pick one. They're going to hum and ho and they're going to have troubles. But I'd say, just pick one. I don't care which one. Which one you want to do. Pick one you like. Which one you want to see? We want to do that one. Okay, then put that as number one. Something that we can do. Something that we can, and now we talk about the priority. Ask the question, well, what do you think we can turn over and get revenue on first? Hopefully, while you're asking this question, number one and number two will generate some revenue, right? Because the last couple of projects didn't generate any revenue, right? So you want to ask them, can we get some revenue pretty quickly on these? And then you go in the tech team and you say, okay, how do we build this thing? This is what I want. How do we build this? And then they start breaking it down into sprints, right? And based on the number of sprints, you can do that. But I just wanted to convey that information. Don't get all upset when they come in and say everything's priority one. Well, there's a reason why everything's priority one, because they had a wish list that they wanted to get done for months, and it keeps building. And now everything's behind schedule, behind the desired date they want, and that's why we're at where we're at. So, what I thought was good in the book, Senior Scrum book, was the idea of ordering the work, not just giving it a priority, but ordering it. So that is the little minute detail that you have to do as Scrum Master. And we're already 9 minutes into this for the one topic. So tomorrow I'm going to talk. I got one. I got a good similarity. I have to get some pictures. I'm going to put I can talk about it now. Can I do it now? I don't know. Should I do it, Bubbles? Cat's over here sleeping. She's happy when there's no one in here. No kids. Because we caught a bunch of tadpoles at a local lake. Actually it was a pond. They weren't going to live long. As soon as they dried out, they're all going to die. So we spared them one death and gave them another life for a while. And how we built up, I don't know what 5, 4, I don't know what that is. Anyway, so we built little tadpoles, and I'm going to show you how to use the experience of tadpoles to frogs as a way of slicing work. And I'll just throw one thing out there. If I had it, do I have it, Bubbles? No. Here it is. Ah, I do have it. And clear the screen. So I'm just going to throw this out there, just as an intro to tomorrow's show. Tadpole to frog experiment. I actually think this would be a nice. This will be a nice actual blog post. I got to do that as a blog. I got to get my blog site up again so that we can put more written stuff down. So tadpole to frog. Okay. So let me ask you a question. In the old traditional way of coding and building stuff, right? You have database, front end, I don't know, servers, environment, whatever. But let me ask you a question. If I was, let's say the database was the tadpole, I don't know, little arms, little tadpole. You got little arms for little legs, little tadpole. That was a tadpole, and this was the fish tank with no water. It's a terrible fish tank, right? A fish tank. And then here's the jug of water. How do I draw a jug of water? Water. So if I had 3 groups or 3 different teams, one would build a tadpole, one would make a tank, and one would make the water. And I had these teams. Oh, I built a tadpole, but it's going to die. How do you spell die? D-I-E, die without water, right? Going to die without the water, right? We all agree? Tadpoles need water to live. Tank. I have a tank, but there's no water. There's no tadpole. There's no value. No value because it's just an empty tank. There's no value. No, it's just a tank. I have a thing of water. I can drink it, but I don't want to. It's like no value. Right? So what you need is a team of all 3 together. Okay, someone's just putting all kinds of happy faces. So you need all 3 of them together to have some value. In the old world, I'd make myself a tadpole, which would die anyhow because it has no place to live. I'd bring a tank that has nothing in it, so I'm just looking at an empty tank. And the one that don't have water, maybe I could drink it. It has some business value. I guess I could drink it. But really, for the goal is building a frog. I can't do this with 3 individual components. So I'm going to go through tomorrow, because we're getting kind of late, how you would take the tadpole to frog experiment and how you make it into an Agile project. Okay? Because I have pictures and we have little frogs running around. I had to feed them this morning. Feed them crickets. So anyway, hope you have a good day. It's Sunday. Have some fun. Enjoy the family. Make an experiment maybe. I don't know. Ring the little bell if you like what we're doing. You can message out. And take care, everyone. And have a great Sunday. Right, Bubbles? Do you want to say hi? No. She's like, I'm comfortable. I'm relaxed. I'm not going anywhere. It is Sunday. Some places it's already Monday. So I will let you go. And you all have a good day. Take care. Bye.